It's a warm welcome to you viewers as we meet on this week's episode of Crime Watch, brought to you by your police service, the Zimbabwe Republic Police, to inform you of our roles and operations. I'm your host, Tendekai Dandaratsi. It's good to have you along. Before we get into this week's stories, we would like to remind you to strictly adhere to COVID-19 preventive guidelines and protocols to curb the spread of this novel virus. The Zimbabwe Republic Police dismisses a Twitter handle dubbed Zimbabwe Republic Police @PoliceZimb. This Twitter handle has nothing to do with Zimbabwe Republic Police at all. Any political statements, campaigns, and criminal acts perpetrated by anyone through this fake and ghost Twitter handle will be investigated and action taken without fear or favor. The Zimbabwe Republic Police will also engage appropriate levels to ensure that these ghost Twitter accounts is effectively dealt with. Moving on, police in Chivu arrested some people for several armed robbery cases they committed in and around Chivu. Let us see more.
December 2021 and January 2022, Chivu area received a spate of robberies in residential areas. The assailants were armed with an AK-47 rifle, machetes, and knives. Detectives carried out investigations which led to the arrest of one of the accused persons known as Ashley Moses alias Foster Due in the Chegut area at Pixton Mine, where he was hiding. Accused person was interviewed and he admitted to have committed the offences together with his two other accomplices. Ashley Moses later led detectives to Mukazi village, Chifnyakunowa Zaka, where his accomplice, Pardon Brian Makoni, aged 20 years, was also arrested. Accused persons are being linked to 5 armed robbery cases in Chivu, 5 armed robbery cases in Mutare, where they also stole the AK-47 rifle. The accused persons escaped from Muzilika's police station in November 21, where they are also wanted for several counts of robbery and rape cases. The accused are also wanted in Marondera, Kwekwe, Macheke, and Gweru for robberies.
In another case, ZRP Ntumbani in Blawayo arrested a man for cases of unlawful entry and theft, leading to the recovery of various property.
Following an increase of theft from cars, that is theft of car batteries and unlawful entry into premises, ZRP Ntumbani had to up their gear and engaged members of the public. This resulted in information being received to the effect that William Makoreka, aged 37, from Mabuteni, was involved in these criminal activities. A raid was done leading to his arrest, and the property behind me was recovered following his indications. The accused person is set to clear quite a number of cases. So far, 15 cases have been accounted to him, and we are looking forward to recovering more. At the moment, only 3 of the cases have had some complainants identifying their property. I am therefore appealing to our members of public who might have lost their property, including a refrigerator, the 4 TVs, quite a number of batteries, cell phones, to visit ZRP Ntumbani to identify the properties and maybe to assist in our further investigations.
On that note, we take a short break. Join us shortly. Welcome to the second segment of Crime Watch. The officer commanding ZRP Matebeleland South Province, Commissioner Ndofandaiza Jabon, and his team conducted crime awareness campaigns at Shangani Business Center.
Last year, but one only, 2020, 103 above that one. 103. Last year, 113. It's increasing. From January, 1st January up to now, we now have 3 matters. So, Slobozan, umuntu uphila once. Once a life is gone, awusoze uthole yinye. Abantu alisa respect life yabanye. Angikwazi ukuthi kuyenze njani. Ungaxwayisisa phakathi lapha uyabona ukuthi izinto ezinqunqunu. Kunengi okwenzekayo phakathi lapha is avoidable. Nxa silama differences sicela ukuthi lihambe kuma traditional leaders. Inkosi zethu silazo lapha. Ngiyalicela phela inkosi ukuthi nxa likhuluma nabantu libatshele ukuthi impilo is very important.
Ubusela ukhona esigabeni. Kodwa nxa umntanakho anthemba ukuthi ubusela wahamba wawufundela eklasini hayi. Ngithemba kuloba ababalisi lapha alifundisi bantwana ngobusela. Kodwa umzali uyayekela into isaqalisa ikhule izimehlule laye. Kubuhlungu ukuthi sibe sibala umntaka umalo, umntaka Mbambo, umntaka Sibanda simbale emanyuziphepheni ukuthi ubhiye umntwana kumbe utshontshe inkomo. Asizamene ngamandla wonke badala ukuthi sinqandeni khona lokho esibenelisayo sikunqande kungamemetheki.
Meanwhile, police in Mashonaland East Province arrested some people who were found in possession of a live pangolin.
Recently, we arrested 2 suspects after being found in possession of a live pangolin. The 2 suspects, Gonizashi Matonora, age 29, of phase 6 Grenari, Harare, and the Innocent Box, aged 39, of Epworth in Harare, were coming from Mutare going to Harare. We received information that the suspects were looking for a buyer. My team intercepted the suspects at a 4-kilometer peg bus stop along Maronera Mutare Highway. The team searched the suspects and recovered 1 live pangolin that was stashed in a white sack. The police officers asked for a permit or a license, and the suspect had none, leading to their arrest. The suspects were taken and appeared before Barundera Magistrate Court, where they were granted 10,000 RTGS bail each. The total value of the recovered specially protected animal pangolin is $5,000.
In this week's Traffic Safety segment, let us join the Acting Director Operations for Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe, Mr. Ernest Muchena, as they open the petals of the Statutory Instrument 129 of 2015.
In this and other episodes, we are going to talk about the provisions of Statutory Instrument 129 of 2015, which is also known as Construction, Equipment and Use Regulations. The Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe has already set up a multi-stakeholder Policy Inconsistencies and Amendments Committee. The purpose of the committee is to look at any perceived inconsistencies and come up with suggested amendments. We would like to appeal to any members of the public who may feel that there are any inconsistencies in traffic laws or anything that they feel should be aligned and amended to contact us via WhatsApp only on the numbers that are being shown on your screen. Today we are going to look at Section 53 of Statutory Instrument 129 of 2015, where we are looking at the tools that a driver should be carrying. We are also going to look at the will of the law in making such regulations. Every vehicle that is being driven on Zimbabwean roads must be carrying a serviceable spare wheel. The will of the law is to ensure that in the event of a tire puncture or any tire damage, you'll be able to replace that tire quickly and without causing any inconveniences to passing motorists. In that way, we'll be able to reduce the number of road traffic collisions that may involve broken down vehicles. It's also a safety requirement as you are not going to leave your vehicle for too long on that particular section of the road. Some vehicles may have tire problems when you are going downhill, when you are going uphill, or at a bend, and that can result in road traffic collisions. Motorists must ensure that the tire that they have is exactly the same type construction as the other tires that are on the vehicle, and it should be able to fit on that particular vehicle that they are driving. The law requires that every driver of a motor vehicle must ensure that they are carrying a wheel spanner or a wheel brace which is capable of unlocking the nuts on the vehicle. The whole idea is to ensure that in the event of a breakdown, you already have that wheel spanner. You are not going to wait for someone to bring it. You are not going to borrow from passing motorists, but you are just going to quickly change your tire and move away into a safe position. In order to remove a wheel from a car, you must also be having a jack. So the law requires that you carry an efficient jack. You are also required to have a fire extinguisher. The fire extinguisher that is carried on a light motor vehicle must have a minimum of 0.75 kilograms, while that which should be carried on a heavy vehicle must be having a minimum of 1.50 kilograms. However, if the vehicle is a public service vehicle, then motorists must refer to public service vehicle regulations, which may require different specifications on the type of fire extinguisher that is being carried. The fire extinguisher must be carried in the front cab at an easily accessible and visible position. The will of the law is to ensure that in the event of a vehicle fire, which may sound very unlikely, any passerby or the driver of a vehicle must be able to extinguish the fire. Vehicle fires cause excessive damage to the vehicle. They also cause unnecessary damage on the road. The law requires that a vehicle must carry 2 red reflective triangles that they will use in the event of a breakdown. Will viewers take note that if your vehicle is drawing a trailer, then you need 2 triangles for the horse and 2 triangles for the trailer, in case one of them breaks down and you have to leave it on the road. In the event of the vehicle remaining stationary on the roadway, the red reflective triangle must be placed at least 30 meters before the vehicle and not more than 50 meters before the vehicle. The other additional triangle must be placed at least 30 meters in front of the vehicle and not more than 50 meters in front of the vehicle, but on the same side of the carriageway. The will of the law is to ensure that any vehicle that is coming from behind will be able to take note that there is a broken down vehicle on their side of the carriageway and take proper precautions. The other triangle in front, which must be on the same side of the carriageway, is to warn any oncoming vehicles that there is a broken down vehicle. The will of the law is to ensure that this oncoming driver is aware that drivers who are coming from the opposite direction may inevitably have to move on his or her side of the road, and they must also take proper precautions. All traffic laws and regulations have got a safety objective, and we must adhere to this. We would like to inform the motoring public that at any law, ignorance is no defense. So if motorists are stopped by the members of the Zimbabwe Republic Police, they are required upon demand to show all these tools that we have mentioned. Safety first, there is no second chance.
Welcome to the third and final segment of Crime Watch. This week we joined the CID Drugs and Narcotics as the fight against drugs and substance abuse continues.
We continue with our anti-drug and substance abuse coverage. As a way of educating the nation, we have spoken to different stakeholders, which include Chartered Institute of Organic Health Trust, the Medicines Control Authority of Zimbabwe, and Itai Trust.
Today I'm talking about drug and substance use, which has become a national pandemic, which needs also a multi-sectoral approach to try and address it. The one thing that people need to understand about drug and substance use is behind each and every social deviant behavior, drug and substance use included, there is an underlying trauma which needs to be addressed, because the challenge is if we neglect some of the push factors which are leading to drug and substance use, we end up mopping without fixing the leak. At the end of the day, we would think that most of our interventions will not work. As you know, love conquers all. Our message is for those people who are living with people who are actually abusing drugs, all they need is love and informed support to try and stem the tide of.
As Medicines Control Authority of Zimbabwe, our mandate is to ensure that people and animals have access to good quality, safe and efficacious medicines. The authority does this by controlling import and export of all medicines, controlling of persons and premises that handle medicines, for example, pharmacies, hospitals and clinics. One area of concern is to do with prescription preparation drug abuse. This entails patients overusing their prescriptions to buy more than prescribed medicines. It also entails overuse of antibiotics. It also entails overuse of sedatives and hypnotics, antidepressants and antipsychotic medications. We are therefore appealing to the general public to desist from this. We also appeal to the health professionals, mainly the doctors, the pharmacists, to assist in the fight against prescription drug abuse. As part of capacity building, we also work hand in hand with ZIMRA, National Prosecuting Authority, ZRP, CID Drugs and Narcotics, and also Port Health, in ensuring that all medicines that are imported into the country have gotten the right documentation issued by the Medicines Control Authority of Zimbabwe. Having said that, we cannot deviate from the fact that we have a number of illicit and registered medicines in our streets, and would like to appeal to the public and the general population that they should buy medicines from the correct sources. These unregistered and illicit medicines may have some detrimental effects on the human body that may lead to mental health and physiological disorders, and these may eventually lead to death.
We are a charity organization that is engaged in the fight against drug abuse. Our appeal to the community and to the nation is to ensure that should one happen to have some personal challenges, be they family challenges, rather seek professional help, which may even include counseling, instead of using drugs as a coping mechanism.
Drug abuse has become rampant in Zimbabwe that the age of indulgence has gone down to as young as 10 years old. During our awareness campaigns, we caught up with an aspiring doctor, Makanaka Alicia Joseph.
Today I'm here to talk about drug and substance abuse. Drug and substance abuse has destroyed so many innocent lives, especially children in particular. Parents, stop taking drugs in front of your children. It only leads them into indulging as well. Teach your children on the dangers of drug abuse. Give your children love and keep them away from drugs. Stay safe.
Apart from these awareness campaigns, CID Drugs and Narcotics also seized some daka in Macheke.
We would like to warn members of the public who are involved in illegal drug dealings that as the police, we are firm on the ground to account for such criminals. In a recent development, we've seized 4x50 kgs sacks of daga, weighing a total of 74 kilograms, with a total value of about 700,000 Zimbabwean dollars. Meanwhile, a 54-year-old man from Macheke has been arrested and is assisting the police with investigations. To all those who are involved in such illegal activities, be warned, we are coming after you.
Moving on, a local company, BP Global Solutions Zimbabwe, handed over a barbershop and a saloon project to the Commissioner General of Police's Welfare Fund. The barbershop and the saloon was constructed by the company and it's part of their support to the ZRP. Let us hear the Human Resources Manager speak on this project.
We are here to inspire. The fact that we get to do this with the chaplaincy division of the Zimbabwe Republic Police is an even bigger honor for us. It is with great pride, great honor, great generosity, inspiration, excellence, faithfulness that we hand over this barbershop to you today.
ZRP's Deputy Commissioner General Mind Ngirandi received the donation on behalf of the police.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Commissioner General's Welfare Fund was established on the 18th of October 2006 under the armpit of the Chaplain General of the Zimbabwe Public Police, with the aim of putting together financial and material resources for the less privileged in Zimbabwe. May I, on behalf of the Zimbabwe Public Police, express my profound gratitude to BP Global Solutions Zimbabwe through its Pastoral Care Department for the generous donations towards this work cause. I am convinced that this act of goodwill will go a long way in alleviating the lives of the vulnerable neighbors in our community. May I also commend the Chaplain General of Police and his team for being innovative and maintaining good relationships with our stakeholders. Well done, and keep up the good work.
Before we come to the end of this week's episode, here are some of the people on the police wanted list. ZRP Pumula is looking for Victor Ntukuzo, age 29, of house number 133554 Pumula, Blawayo, for a case of murder. Christopher Siagwena, age 35, of house number 9051/14 Pumula, Blawayo, is wanted by ZRP Pumula for a case of rape. Lastly, ZRP Mtapa is looking for Ivo Mazingi, age 34, of house number 55261 Mutapa Gweru, for a case of rape. Anyone with information that may help in the location of these people can contact any nearest police station or contact us on the following details. Our National Complaints Desk number is 0242 703 631. Visit our website www.zrp.gov.zw. Email us on feedback@zrp.gov.zw. Alternatively, you can link with us on our Twitter handle @PoliceZimbabwe or like us on our Facebook page, Zimbabwe Republic Police. Be reminded that all Crime Watch episodes are accessible on our YouTube channel, Zimbabwe Republic Police. We have come to the end of this week's episode. It has been a pleasure having you along. We hope you enjoyed the show. From me, Tendekai Dandarasi, and the crew behind the scenes, pleasant viewing.